What's up, guys? Cody here. Just laying here chilling in my room. Unfortunately, I have to get up and work at 6 a.m., but I've got quite a few inboxes and emails and texts regarding the Keeper Fantasy Football League that I'm going to be doing this season. So I figured I'd touch on the main questions. Several of you I have answered you already, but I figured I'll get it out there for those who had the question but didn't ask. Basically, a keeper league, you will have your draft like usual. Like I said, it's going to be live in Zanesville somewhere. Once I have 10, we can vote or whatever and decide what we want to do. But I have 5 now already, and the draft won't be till like the last week of August or the first week of September. The reason I like to do that is just in case there's injuries, and like I've had people in the past host theirs in like the end of July or mid July even, and then you lose like two or three starters before the season, so it doesn't make sense. So we'll wait as long as we can to minimize the injury concerns. But anyway, a keeper. Um, Basically, you'll draft like usual. Like I said, like we'll probably do one quarterback as a starter, two wide receivers starting, two running backs, whatever. And in a keeper, like next year, you would be able to keep three or four, depending what I set it as, of your players from this year's team. Um, what I'm trying to decide is if we'll have a salary cap, if we want to make it like a few bucks to keep a player for another season. I'll have to decide that. We can vote as a league once I have 10. But basically, you'll get to keep three or four of your players the following year. You kind of can build a franchise that way. And hopefully, the league will go for a good while. And it gets to be really fun. Um, but it makes a whole new strategy because obviously, if I draft Tom Brady, he's like 38. So do I want to keep him or would I put him back in the free agency pool? And usually how it works, like if I take Tom Brady, say fifth overall in the first round, um, if I keep Tom Brady, what would probably happen is you won't have your first round pick next year, say. Like if you keep certain players, depending when you drafted them, you won't get that pick just to make it fair. Like, so somebody can't pick, let's say, like third in the first round and have keep three of their studs from the year before. Then it gets to be no fun and people are frustrated because you don't have any of the big names in the draft. Anyway, we'll fine tune that when I have all 10. The next question is people are asking, like, okay, I have kids, I work. How will I make it to the draft if it's live? Most of these questions have come from a few of you who have like done live drafts in the past but online. We'll vote. We'll get the 10 guys. We can like I'll make like a group on Facebook or a message and send a group message and pick a few dates and times, and we will get the one that works best for everybody. Because everybody, if you're in the league, you will be at the draft. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. All of us have had experiences with online drafts where like two or three dudes don't even show up, and they auto pick the top players ranking wise, and that's annoying. Because if you're not there, you shouldn't get the top picks. So we'll vote on it. It's really not a big deal. It's going to be, like I said, late August. We'll worry about that like late July or so. We'll try to get a date. And I'll make it as good for everybody as I can. Probably a Saturday or Sunday. Afternoon or evening, I don't know. But anyway, we'll vote on that. Another thing is, I've had a few of you say, hey, can we make it a little bit more of an entry fee or less? I'll probably stick with 25 just because it's like a low enough number that it's not going to break anybody's budgets or anything. Those of you with kids and that are tight, $25 you can do without. It's not going to hurt you. If I made it 50 or 60, yes, we could do like weekly prizes to high points. We could do first and second and third and all that. But I don't want to go to an amount that makes anybody uncomfortable. So we can, once we have 10, again, we can decide that. But I'm thinking 25. Trying to think of another question. Oh, yeah. If, say I draft, this happened to me last year. If you draft like Le'Veon Bell and he breaks his leg, tears an Achilles, anything that puts him out for the year, since it's a keeper leg, I had somebody ask, hey, if I want to keep Le'Veon the next year, what would happen? Because I don't think it's fair for me to pay a few dollars or screw up my salary cap, depending what we do. If my players get hurt like that, that wouldn't happen. If you lose somebody, say, before week 5, I'll just let you keep them the next year if you want them. Or you can put them back in the free agent pool and get that draft pick. It'd be up to you, but I'd let you keep them for free or whatever and not harming your cap for the following season. That's only fair. That's another reason I like the idea of a keeper league. Like, you can build a team, and injuries hurt you for that year, but you can always decide to keep a player for the next year. Anyway, those are the few questions I've seen a few times. So don't let that discourage you. Any of those things we can work around. We'll vote as a team, as a league when I get 10. Another one. Last one. People were wondering how I'm going to do it, if we're going to take computers and enter them there. No. I'll get a draft board. I'll buy one or something. I'll get somebody to put the players on the board for us, or we can do it. We'll have like a minute per pick, 45 seconds per pick or something, to keep it moving. And I will enter them manually after the draft. I'll probably use Yahoo, but again, we can decide. I like Yahoo best. But whatever it is, I'll enter them myself manually after. Everybody can take a picture of the draft board with their cell phone or whatever, so you can make sure you get the right players. And I'll enter them manually. It's no big deal. Don't worry about that. All right, guys. Night. Any other questions, let me know.